I'm here at the co-op in Eureka, California, and I wanted to let you know what's going on from my standpoint. So I was reporting some things today from different family members that I think that should be reported for doing things that were inappropriate, and I kept calling the cops. They wouldn't do anything about it. I mean, one of them did, but it came up that they were still out of jail, all that kind of stuff. Well, since then, I found out that they use medical stuff and scientific stuff illegally and irresponsibly, and that's probably why they're getting away with it. But among that, I found out through a series of this process that the Border Patrol, I don't believe is an actual even branch of government. I think that they are actually, they just claimed they were part of the government, and then probably somebody here or there thought that it was somebody else's job to approve this or somehow, some way, and they just snuck their way in. Because you could tell when something's official, and when I looked on Google, it did not feel official. It's just a .gov domain. And so anyways, I kind of figured this out because I was reporting the Eureka Bayshore Mall security, who don't allow people to charge their phones without threatening them to be refused to go in the Bayshore Mall for an entire year, and they'll be banned from the mall just for charging their phones at a plug that's very accessible to everybody. And it's really hard to come out of homelessness in Eureka because all of the businesses start refusing your service. They stop letting you in. The employees treat you as if they are prejudiced against you because you are homeless. You could be clean, you could be respectful, and most of them are. And they just start refusing your service. So slowly by slowly, you don't have warm food, you don't have cheap food, you don't have a place to plug in your phone. Then the Eureka Rescue Mission doesn't let you stay unless you have a long-term bed. But during the day, the other beds you cannot use during the day, so you literally have to walk around all day long waiting until you're allowed back in at night. And there's really not a lot of businesses around here, and among that, I'm bearing children, so they won't even listen to me when I'm trying to tell them that. And so it's really irritating. They don't care. I've almost died out here. Not only have I almost been shot at, but I have special security to make sure guns will not go off around me at all. But also, or other innocent people actually, or weapons or anything like that. I'll just say it. But also, yeah, it's no joke when you're almost dead because you can't walk because the sun and things, there's different rays, and they hurt your feet so bad that they feel like your feet are being tenderized because you're walking around all day, and then you're begging for food. And sometimes most people do come through, but some people don't. So sometimes, today, I didn't even have food until I had to ask another homeless person for $5. Well, she ended up giving me $5. And then what was I saying? So homeless people. So anyways, Border Patrol, they had been patrolling this one parking lot at the Bayshore Mall. And I was like, you know what? This is really weird. They won't let anybody park here for a long time. Like, they will literally come and run you out. So I'm like, I bet there's something going on. So you look in both directions, you can see Border Patrol from both directions, like from way up the coast to far on both sides. And they were patrolling that area. So I found out what's going on. They're stealing gold. So Border Patrol is over here claiming that they are protecting the borders and this and that. No, they're stealing gold. That's what they're doing. Because not many people know this, but gold actually has a name attached to it. And some people like to melt gold and put it on top of the gold so that you're not able to see what the name is. They try to, at least. That's what I hear. But there's actually ways to tell who made the gold. And it's actually rewarded to that person for essentially doing really good things on the earth. And probably responsible enough to take care of, you know, people through their own desire and knowing how to. So anyways, Border Patrol is stealing the gold. And they don't even work for the government. It's just nobody realized it. So it's really stupid. But then on top of that, like, the gold that is there has a name on it in which this person is actually forced homelessness, or homeless, which is actually me, Emily O'Gorman. But now I'm a doctor. I became a doctor today. So Dr. Emily O'Gorman, but it would have just said Emily O'Gorman back then when I made it. But there's that. And then I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And among that, I was gonna say one more thing. The gold. Well, while I'm thinking of that, Ted Bundy, he has to do with this. And there's 3 specific families among secret shoppers that seems spread US-wide, if not worldwide, that are treating the customers prejudice against. So they're making it so that some of them are refused of service for being homeless, and essentially forcing them to be homeless, and then, you know, using stereotypes that they're lazy and all this stuff. No, because I got my car illegally towed and repurposed from a tow yard, and then I asked to see the paperwork when I demanded my car back. They couldn't do that, and the cop, you know, had told me it wasn't going to be any money to get out. And then they literally were like, you know, looking like, oh no, like trying to grab the paperwork when I was seeing certain ones. And it essentially said somebody had called them to get my car taken away, who ended up, you know, claiming it was a welfare check that they did on me, which I thought they were there to talk to me for the call that I had made about somebody else. And then they ended up getting me a welfare check, which sent me to a mental hospital. And then when I got out, I had to pay $2,000, which I haven't even been able to. I mean, I hadn't been able to pay because that, you know, they told me there's no other way you get out your car. So I was forced to live homeless in a town that I didn't even reside in. 12 hours north of where I had been living. And I've been up here homeless since. So, yeah, but it seems like all the cops and stuff are Border Patrol agents in uniform, and they don't even help. Like, I've called for medical reasons, I've called for all kinds of reasons, and they say, oh, well, we can't help you. Go to somebody else's county. Go to somebody else's county. They refused to send me to the citizens arrest hotline, or not hotline, direct line department. And then they also, I talked to her about this today, and I reported something that happened to my ex-boyfriend that I found out way later about that was actually really bad. It had to do with like something so inappropriate, and I reported it because I assumed that he would have reported it or something, but realized he didn't. So then I reported it, and they basically said, oh, there was nothing we could do about it. I was like, for his own safety, really. Oh, we're gonna have to contact this county and this county. So yeah, there's secret shoppers and border patrol agents that claim this and that they're regular employees, and they're not, and they're in every single job. They're literally paying people to do this with stolen gold, my stolen gold at that, and then trying to murder me off so that I can't let everybody else know. That's what's going on. And the Catholics, they're in it too, because it's actually a cult, and they have to do with it too. But I'll get more to back on that. Basically, there's a lot of stuff about the Bible you wouldn't believe, and I'm just gonna try to either say it really short, and then I'll get more to you on it later. But there's a lot of actual stuff that is holding society back by not teaching them more about growth and opportunities for them to see things out there in the world and learn about this stuff. It's holding them back, but it's actually teaching you stuff to get away with criminal activity that's not justifiable, and how to conduct that criminal activity on other people to hurt them, and how to cover up the stuff that is going on, and counteract all the good things that people are doing to make this known. So it's kind of crazy, but I discovered it's called Acanethist, the religion. It's basically atheist, but there's an actual God there, which people say, oh, there is no God in atheists. It's like, oh, you just didn't know about it yet. But his name is Acanethist, and he's really cool. Sometimes you don't hear about him till later, but him, Hercules, Tamara, and Buddha, they're all up there, and they're really cool, and and they teach me all kinds of things for navigating through my life in certain ways that is really, really cool to help me learn and understand more. So through that process, I've gained a lot of experience and knowledge, and I just absorb everything everywhere I go, and try to be wise about how I move, because it is a dangerous world out there right now, but it's getting a lot better. So yeah, I've stopped the United States communist takeover by simply reaching out to people with in a way that I'm able to through this religion, and I guess it's a religion, and asking them what was going on, and figuring out those people that I named earlier were actually training them and forcing them to want to have a better opportunity, which is why this was happening, and it came back to be true. So I was the one that helped discover that, set that down so that we're not in a communist takeover, because communism is basically teasing people, even good people, mostly good people, teasing them and belittling them and manipulating them to feel that they are incompetent, or make it seem that they're incompetent to even use the restroom, and just to tear them down and make fun of them so hard that they essentially want to kill themselves or die, and then punishing them for not doing anything wrong, for being a good person and using their brain, and teaching people not to be able to do that, not to be able to question it either, what's right or wrong from their own understanding. So it's really, really, really horrible. And essentially, I could tell you more about atheists, which I call agonetists later. It's essentially working on perfecting yourself so that you see the value within yourself and other people, and learn respect through the process, to become more wiser, and working your way so that you don't make any mistakes, unless they're justifiable, or accidents, or you're learning, things like that, or so that you can learn to appreciate what others have to say and the reasons why, and then basically bad people getting punished, and this whole storyline and everything that goes along with it. But there's a lot of really cool things you get to do in life once you do this, because you actually become more powerful in your brain. Instead of using that 10%, through this process, your brain actually expands with what it's able to actually do, which is really cool. So that's what I got for you guys today. A lot of information. Stay safe out there. Don't run away or go into homelessness. It's kind of stressful. Just follow what your heart tells you to do. Follow what you want to do, and deeper understanding of how to do that. And don't sit there and make yourself look dumb by standing at a wall, or not talking, or not eating, or those things that are totally unhealthy for you, because those are the things that people will lie and say that that's something that's going to make you feel better through this whole process. No, you have to eat every day, and make sure all the time, and make sure you got your brain going, because there's a lot more in life than to sit there and worry about things that are just somebody telling you that you're not worth something more than you deserve. Which, if we're at this stage in life, most people just need to learn to trust other people and shut up, basically, and listen to what another person has to say, because they never will understand why they're saying it until they set their pride aside and be able to have a conversation with them or other people. Because most people know something that you don't. In some form, way, or reason. Which means they have a whole nother outlook of a lot of topics. So keep that in mind. Appreciate each other.